and welcome, or welcome back if you're new here. My name is Jennifer, and this week we're doing something a little different. I am in the middle of a crafting project, and I thought I'd sit down with you guys and just kind of chat. I hope you guys had a good Mother's Day, or celebrated the mothers and or women in your life. I actually have a little cold, which is another reason why I'm just gonna sit here, because you know I'm drained. But for Mother's Day, my sweet kiddos gave me this yarn, which I've never actually done before, so I didn't realize. I think they only picked it out because of the colors. But this yarn is a granny all-in-one square, so there's no color switching and you just keep stitching, which I thought was so cool. So originally, my daughter, she wanted me to make some dice bags, dragon scale bags with this yarn, and I looked at the yarn and I said, you know what, I'm actually not going to, because according to this, I can make a bunch of granny squares and maybe make something with the granny squares. So that's what I'm doing. I've made 4 already. So here's what they look like. Really pretty, huh? And I found this really cute pattern online, free pattern, of a kind of like a tote bag, but with granny squares. So I thought that was cool. So that's what I'm gonna try and do. Never done it before. But I love to crochet, so I like to try new things anyway. But that's what I'm making right now. So no tutorials today, but just sitting and relaxing and just kind of catching you up on what's going on. So as of right now, I have officially formed my LLC. Crazy. I've been dragging my feet. Mainly because I just could not decide on a business name, and names are very important. You want names to reflect the business, and what, you know, when you hear the name, you want to associate it with what the business does. So currently my Etsy shop has 2 names. So if I look it up real quick, I should have had it up, but I just thought of it. Yeah, my Etsy shop has 2 names. It's The Good Life, which was the original name, and I decided to abbreviate it to TGL. And so my business name reflects that. And I did post on my Facebook page. If you're part of my private Facebook page, you'll see my announcement in there. If not, you can. There is a link in the description down here. You can go check that out. It's a private page for all you guys who love to make Busilla stuff or even crafting. But it's mainly focused on Busilla kits. And I will be changing the name there, because currently it's under the old name, which is something I do not own. And unfortunately, it's quite a common business name, so I decided to use the abbreviation version, which I actually like. You know, if I decide to make fun little items with my new business name, it's super easy to make something with just a couple of letters instead of this elaborate name or design. So simplifying it is better, usually. So I'm really excited to make those changes. There's a couple more steps that I need to do. I'm still waiting on a couple of things from the state. So this is so cool. So this is cool. It's like it changes the color, but sometimes I have too much of one color. So what I like to do is I'll just slip stitch all the way around until the color stops, and then I'll just resume. Because I just found that the easiest. Have you ever done one of these before? Let me know in the comments. Have you ever made one of these granny in all-in-one squares where you don't have to keep switching colors. It just does it for you. Let me know what you've made with them. The pattern for this one, it's like a vest. It's like a crochet vest. I didn't want to make a vest. I wanted to make something that I would actually use. So I'm making a bag, which I'm really excited about. I don't have all of for the pattern that I'm using, I don't have all the yarn that I want, so I'm just making the initial granny squares, and then once I'm done with those, and then I will be able to find a color that goes well with this color pattern. I'm thinking a neutral color like a gray, or even like even a light pink would look really pretty, but I might go with gray just because it won't take away from the granny square, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm just going around, oops, and doing slip stitches until the color runs out, and then wherever it lands, I just kind of start in that section. So I'm just making this for me. Trying to figure out what to do for summer vacation because kids are out of school. My youngest son graduates kindergarten this week. That's so crazy. He's sad because he loves kindergarten. But I told him kindergarten is probably the best grade because it's not like any of the other grades. You do things in kindergarten that you don't do in any other grade, so enjoy it. Today's his last day and he's sad, but he's excited to move up, you know, in first grade. And then my oldest son is graduating elementary school. He's going from 5th to 6th grade, so they have a cute little graduation celebration for the 5th graders, which is so fun. So that's what's going on here. Trying to figure out, okay, end of school stuff, new business stuff, trying to come up with new items for my shop. If you've noticed, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I haven't been making a lot of kits to sell. Mainly because I don't want that to be my sole like item that I want to focus on, because I want to be able to sell stuff year round. So I have many ideas floating around in here, which I'm excited about. And I'm not revealing them to you yet because I still have to decide on what I'm going to promote as like kind of like my relaunch for my business and everything. The items are going to be small and they will be somewhat relevant to what's already in my shop. Currently my focus is name tags, so there's a little hint, something with name tags. Obviously not Christmas, so. But also I do want to focus and hone in on not only name tags but bags. So notice how stockings are a type of bag. It's not your traditional kind of bag, but you still put stuff in them, right? So I want to focus on that as well, which I'm excited about. So yeah, I'm just enjoying making myself something, you know? Yeah, okay, I am making the wall hanging, so I'm currently making the seasonal truck for me as well. But that's something to look at. This is something I'll actually use, hopefully. I have to figure out if I need to line it, which I mean, it makes sense, right? Considering it's crochet and there's a bunch of holes in a granny square. I'd have to look at the pattern. But if you've ever made a granny square bag, have you lined it? Let me know in the comments if you've even done any of that. I know most of my viewers are embroidery, and I know a lot of my viewers just kind of watch my stuff and then leave, which is fine, you know. I'm trying to not do so many tutorials and more just like, hey, let's work together, or hey, let's craft together, hey, let's chat, you know, trying to get to know each other a little more. I know my crafting community is small, but you guys are pretty awesome. So I appreciate every single one of you. Let's see, what else is going on besides kids growing up, school, getting out, trying to figure out what to do during the summertime. I've got a lot of gardening plans. For Mother's Day, we actually went and bought some flowers for the flower beds. So that's fun. I get to plant those. Yeah, we have a lot of plans for the backyard, but the backyard is full of weeds that we need to get rid of. So that'll probably be our main focus this year, is just torching everything. We do have a torch, actually. So we're gonna do a lot of backyard stuff. But I don't know. What are you guys doing for summer? Got any cool plans for summer? I have a lot of business plans that will definitely take up a lot of my time, for sure. So let me know if you want to learn more about business stuff and like the business side of it instead of just like the crafting side of it. I know, because I follow some people that kind of separate it. So they separate the two. They have a business related like channel, and then they have their crafting channel. I really don't want to do that. I don't want to manage two channels. So yeah, let me know if you want to learn more, or if you just want to watch me craft, which is fine too, you know? Okay, yeah, so it's nice that they actually have a little bit of extra. Sometimes it does line up. That's what I have so far. Sometimes it doesn't. So in this case, it hasn't been lining up, which is fine. I'd rather have too much of a color than not enough of a color. I'm hoping once I feel better, I'll hop back onto the wall hanging and start making it again. This is only, I think, day 3. This is day 3 of, like, the first day I kind of felt kind of yucky, but then yesterday, I really felt it, like, my throat. And then my daughter comes up to me yesterday and says that her throat hurts, and I'm like, oh, great. So we've had some colds. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't last very long. I'd rather have a couple of colds than something worse, so. I am planning, I don't know when though, I am planning on opening my own website, because there's so many things that's going on with Etsy. I can't tell you. My YouTube, like my, you know, the suggestions page, it's full of just things going on with Etsy and their shop stuff, and their lack of communication, shutting down shops with no warning. That's scary, right? And it's even more scary because it doesn't matter how big you are. It doesn't matter how small you are. If you like make one mistake, it's game over. And it never used to be like that. It used to be, okay, you violated this, here's your first and final, like, here's your warning. I've actually gotten some of those. This is way, like, when I started Etsy and I didn't quite understand the rules, but they were nice enough to say, hey, you know, this isn't allowed, please take this down. Okay, that's reasonable. But now I'm reading and seeing that if they see something, or if it's being reported to Etsy, it basically kills your shop. Like, if you have an item that you don't know is not allowed on the platform, they have every right to just say, hey, your shop is closed forever and you can't even shop on the platform anymore as a buyer, which I get. I get that they're really trying to crack down on you know, people or industries that are clearly not, you know, they're not reading the guidelines, they're not following the rules, and of course that's not fair. But if you're a handmade business, that's scary because, you know, you don't have a corporate to hide behind. You don't have a group of lawyers or the money to hide behind. And so, you know, it's causing people to have anxiety and losing trust with Etsy. And I feel bad because I love the platform. I think that it's a great place for handmade sellers. However, there's been, you know, images stolen, there's dishonesty. I had someone message me not too long ago about their experience where they bought an item. They bought 2 items, and these 2 items were, I believe they were sweatshirts with like an SVG image on them. I don't remember what exactly the image was. And they bought these 2 items, and as soon as they paid for them, the shop basically disappeared. Which leads me to think, 1, they're just scamming people, or 2, they violated something on Etsy and Etsy said, nope, you're done. I mean, how are you supposed to have confidence on your platform if you're just shutting down shops with no reason? And granted, most of the time it's valid, you know. Most of the time these people aren't really looking to follow the rules. They're just there to make money, and it doesn't matter if they break the rules, they'll just break them and then, you know, they don't care. But, you know, to us, little tiny, and I'm saying tiny because I consider myself a very small business owner because I'm just now starting, technically just now starting. I've been a sole proprietor for years, but I decided to, you know, move up in the world. Hoping to make some type of livelihood, and it's very hard when you're hearing all these stories about Etsy. So I'm sad that it's going this way, and I know that there are movements going on right now with Etsy, and I know that some stuff's being heard, but other stuff is being swept under the rug. So, and I know they want to really push the gift mode, which is fine. They can do what they want. But if you're gonna, you know, if you want your platform to actually succeed with gift mode, you really need to take accountability for just random shops being shut down without probable cause. At least, you know, give the sellers a warning. A warning is at least the least you could do. And without a warning, it's like, okay, well, what did I do wrong, and how can I fix it? How can you fix something if you don't know what you did wrong? You can't. And I don't know anybody personally, but I've just been hearing about some people opening shops, and literally that next day or 2 days later, their shops are closed down permanently. I know from research that most of these people are like print on demand. And so you gotta read the freaking guidelines, people. You gotta read them, because print on demand is allowed. But if you're going to use images that are not yours originally, or if you buy an image, say you buy an image and you just slap it on a t-shirt, you know, Etsy's going to ding you, because they can cross-reference that image to wherever you bought it, and it's not original, you know. So as a handmade platform, they want a little bit of creativity, which I think is why, I don't know, it's why that Etsy's having a hard time. And the sellers are having a hard time because Etsy is just being a little bit unfair towards its sellers. And I am fortunate enough to not have been shut down, but that's only because all the stuff on my shop is original stuff. If it's not original, then it's stuff that I have personally made. Because I learned my lesson. Don't sell stuff that's copyrighted, guys. And I can't tell you how many stuff I see. I'm just like, okay, I'm waiting for, you know, these corporate people to come in, swoop in and say, hey, by the way, they're violating this copyright. You need to take this down. So I feel bad for those Etsy sellers because, you know, they just want to pay their bills, you know, not have to work a 9-to-5 job, because 9-to-5 jobs suck right now. This is what, middle of May of 2024, and the jobs market is kind of a joke. I would know because I have a friend who's looking for a job, and she's been looking for a job for months, and she currently is working and cannot find one because most of these jobs, they're just fake, you know. They're either fake or they're spam or they're just ghosting people. It's a nightmare. I feel sorry for you guys that are trying to find jobs currently. So yeah, which makes me really grateful to my husband. He works so hard and his job likes him, which is fabulous. So that way I can stay home with the kids and, you know, have my crafting business here, which I am grateful for as well, even though it's so small. It's so small, I don't get a lot of sales during the year, but I plan on changing that. And I want to work with local businesses, I want to work with individuals, I want to work with families, organizations, but definitely online. I'm already online, so yeah, I want to get everything set up so that I can be somebody to legitimately work with. And half the battle is getting the word out. That's half the battle, so, which I'm not too bad at, especially with the community that I'm in. I live in a very wonderful community, and so it's just a couple more things I need to set up. So I need to you know, get my separate bank account, and what else do I need to do? I've got my name, I've got my tax number and everything, and I've got so let's see, I might just do like a Google spreadsheet for like my expenses and income. Yeah, that's pretty much it though. Bank account, and then like have an organized, maybe I'll just like do like a monthly expense and income, kind of like a small chart or something, which shouldn't be too difficult to do since I don't make a lot per month. If anything, I mean, especially with Etsy fees, my expenses are more than my income at the moment. Although I did just sell my Alice in Wonderland stocking and ornaments, and they left me some good feedback, so they liked it. I'm really excited because that was super fun to make. I don't know if you remember that tutorial with the Alice in Wonderland, but that was just super fun, and I want to make more stuff like that. It's hard because the kits can be a little expensive when I don't have like a steady stream of income yet, because I do want to like focus on getting my website up and figuring out how to pay for that. So, and I want to have that be able to be integrated where my audience is, which is here on YouTube. I'm also trying to grow my audience on Instagram as well. I don't think my Instagram is that big, but it's definitely somewhere where I want to grow, because I want to have a community there as well, to at least show, you know, show the items, either me making them or the final products or everything. So anyway, oh my gosh, it's already been 25 minutes. I already rambled on for 25 minutes, but that's what I get for being at home with kids all day. Although having this time during the day with the baby sleeping and the puppy sleeping, she sleeps too. One of these times I will film our little puppy here so you can see her. She's not little anymore, but I think the size she's gonna get is about where she is. And I haven't weighed her, so I don't know how much she weighs, but she's super cute. I don't know how to insert pictures, or else I would. Maybe I should learn how to do that. Editing, right? Okay. Well, I am pretty much done with this square. So let me 1, 2, 3 combine. If I can get this hook in there, goodness. But yeah, if you like these types of videos, let me know. If not, that's okay. I don't mind talking to myself. Okay, there we go. One granny square done. It only took me 25 minutes. That's not bad. You know, once I get this bag made, I might take a couple of progression pictures, but I'll make sure to send or either like post a picture of the final bag or parts of the bag, mostly on my Instagram and possibly on my Facebook page. If you're part of that group, let me know. Yeah, because it's gonna be super cute. I gotta figure out how to make the handles. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 granny squares. I haven't made a granny square in so long. Luckily they're pretty easy. Anyway, I better stop rambling, and if you haven't subscribed yet and you're still watching, then subscribe. And any other, I would love to know what type of videos you want to watch. Let me know. I know that you guys want to see more different types of kits, which I plan on doing. So I've got several other kits that I want to make. But I do also want to talk about my business and, you know, do some brainstorming either by myself or you guys. I would love to hear comments and suggestions for my business. And if you guys have a small business, handmade or not, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. So anyway, I'm going to continue making more granny squares. And I will see you in my next video.